Sarah and I will be talking about the multi-state outbreak of Salmonella typhimurium infections linked to tomatoes. For some background information on the topic, Salmonella typhimurium was first reported by Vermont State Public Health Laboratory officials in October 2006 when they found a new post-field gel electrophoresis when studying Salmonella. The patients that were affected with the outbreak were between ages 2 to 88, with slightly more female patients at 58%. Fortunately, the outbreak did not result in any deaths, although 22% of patients were hospitalized. A majority of individuals, approximately 93%, became ill with Salmonella typhimurium between September 14th and October 2nd. The outbreak was managed, so it is over and not a continuing risk for the public. Factors that should be considered when thinking of the solution to this issue is the impacted population, which are the Midwest and Northeastern states of the U.S. Patients who suffered from Salmonella typhimurium were also traced to dining at clusters of restaurant chains. The strength of this case is that since these cases occurred at specific locations and restaurant chains, these factors would allow for a more narrowed investigation, as restaurant chains often have different suppliers than grocers. The weakness is that only 3% of cases become laboratory confirmed, due to the tedious process as well as many people not reporting their illness. This could make it difficult to find the root cause, as there may be many other cases that are not taken into consideration. Opportunities that could arise from this outbreak include finding new, effective treatments that could keep produce free of salmonella and other foodborne illnesses, such as rinsing produce with aqueous chlorine. A threat for this case is the negative effects it has on other suppliers, such as the transportation of contaminated goods, making it easy to transfer to other goods. The main organization involved in this case is the CDC, and their mission statement includes protecting the people of the nation from health and security threats, addressing such threats when they arise. The root cause of this issue includes the appearance of new strains of Salmonella and different methods of dispersal. As the strain of Salmonella typhimurium had not been seen before, it allowed for the survival of them in tomatoes. New methods of dispersal also led to the issue, as many foodborne illnesses are transported through animals such as their feces. The splash dispersal of rain is an uncommon method of dispersal and therefore was not well addressed previously. Tomatoes that have been affected with Salmonella typhimurium have already been destroyed and are no longer part of the food chain, so the problem has already been addressed. A theoretical perspective that could be applied to this case is the health belief model. There is a perceived threat since there are a wide range of cases being observed with a large age group and seen in both male and females. Since the cases are found from fast food chains and is a fairly common food item, there is perceived susceptibility as well. Perceived severity is addressed from the fair number of cases where individuals have been hospitalized. Perceived benefits would be staying safe from the outbreak, and perceived barriers would possibly be geographic since it mainly affected certain areas of the U.S. Cues to action would be promoting safer eating and increased sanitation in the growing and transportation process of produce. A solution to this issue would be using distilled water to rinse tomatoes, which addresses the issue of salmonella dispersal through rain. Although splash dispersal causes the spread of salmonella, long durations of rain have shown to rinse off the salmonella found on tomatoes. Another solution is using sodium hypochlorite, also known as chlorine, to rinse off the tomatoes after harvest. Chlorine has been found to be one of the most effective treatments for removing salmonella. A recommendation I would provide is to brush or spray harvested tomatoes with treatments that have shown to eliminate salmonella, such as chlorine or the use of UV light, both which have been proven to kill salmonella. Another recommendation is to not cover tomatoes with plastic mulch. After periods of rain, plastic mulch have shown to retain more salmonella than bare soil. In addition, increased surveillance of produce in the process of cleaning and growing tomatoes would allow for contamination sources to be found early on, such as animal feces and contaminated water sources such as ponds. Steps that could be taken to address this issue include notifying farms when contamination sources of crops have been found, or new methods of preventing contamination based on research. Then, the organizations responsible would allocate funds to help the recommendations be implemented. Since the FDA and CDC are organizations that both address the nation's health and food safety, they should be responsible for the implementation of these recommendations. First, the FDA and CDC should notify suppliers and farmers, which should take around a month. Then, they could allocate funds to the affected suppliers and farms, which could take 2 to 3 months. Then, the implementation of their recommendations would occur, which may take around 5 months to be in full effect. Tomatoes and other produce, such as lettuce, have been found in numerous outbreaks regarding salmonella and other foodborne illnesses. Because of this, it is important to intervene in multiple sectors to stop this from occurring, including detection and safety precautions at farm and supplier levels. A case that is similar to this is an outbreak of Salmonella montevideae, a type of Salmonella strain that is found in the scar tissue of tomato skin in 1993. This issue was resolved by treatment of chlorine, which was found to be able to kill this strain of Salmonella if soaked at 250 parts per million for 2 minutes. These are my references, and that concludes my presentation. Thank you.